Hey guys, my name is Infos and welcome to Cuphead. This is the first out of 4 videos in which I'll teach you how to complete every boss in the game. Here I'll showcase our first world bosses and give you tips on how to beat them. I'm using a keyboard to play and these are my control settings. I use WASD for movements, the numpad for shooting and power attacks. In the description you'll find a timestamp about every boss so you can skip to that part of the video if you want to. Let's go! The root pack. Honestly, you don't need my help for this one, but I guess I'll teach you some stuff about it. First of all, this is the first boss. We have 3 bosses in this one. The first boss just shoots randomly, and when it gets too low health, it shoots pretty quickly. Just jump and avoid him. Keep the button held down and he is down pretty quickly. The second one is the onion. For this one, what I can say is to not parry the pink drops. Try to avoid these, do not look at the boss, just look at the drops falling on you. And do not parry the other ones because it will backfire on you. If you parry one, you may hit one on the way down. So this final boss is the hardest of course in this level. I suggest not using the fully charged power-up, but once you get a card down on the bottom left, just use it straight away. There's no point in keeping a fully charged up power-up. So take out the carrots if you can. I suggest you do because they are following you and that's not a good thing. Avoid this as quick as possible. You can dash if you want to. And he's gonna be down pretty quickly. There we go, the easiest boss in this whole game. Ribby and Croaks, a 2-boss battle. You should only worry about the smallest frog because that one is the biggest troublemaker. You should not worry about the other croc that much. So the first stage is just a jump fest. Stay on the left side of the screen and whenever you see a fist, just either duck or jump. It's very important here to take out these flies first of all, as quick as possible because they're coming to you. Here I suggest having the smoke bomb power up and just going through it instead of jumping and going above it. Here only focus on the left frog. You could also focus on the right frog if you want to because both of them can take damages. I focused on the left one and whenever you see this, just try to use the wind to your advantage, of course, if it's possible, and it doesn't matter which one you shoot. Whenever this happens, go for the left side and the slot machine is gonna appear. Do not shoot the slot machine whenever it's spitting coins because it's not gonna do any damage. Wait for the fist to go down, parry it, and then you can jump here and shoot how much you want to. You can shoot it here, this is the only part of the level when it takes damage. So shoot it here and not at this stage. Parry this and do the same exact thing. What I can suggest here is to jump 2 at once. Not like I'm doing 1 at a time, just jump 2 at once. It is the most viable option I think, of course. And that means that you don't have to look backwards, in which way the slot machine does not take damage. So only shoot at it, only look at it and jump 2 at a time. And with that you are done. Goopy Le Grande. This is a very easy boss, but you can use my help too. Now the first stage is very easy, you just have to watch where he's gonna land and stay right in front of him. Whenever he does this, just go away, just dash to the left or to the right, or you can also duck. If he's too close to you and there's no chance of you to get out of the way, you can just duck. So whenever he transforms, he starts to transform, go behind him, that way you can shoot him a few times before he gets in your way. Whenever he does this, the punch, you can duck or again do the same thing by dashing to the other side. Like this. And again watch where he's punching and where he's jumping. and this is the final stage. The final stage is the hardest stage. Make sure to dash. He's gonna go from the left to the right a few times, and then he's gonna crush you. Whenever he does this, just dash out of the way. This is very important. If you don't dash, it is not gonna work. Also make sure to shoot upwards, and eventually it is gonna die. You can also fill up your meter and then jump and shoot him with your super, but this works too. And this is it for this boss. Hilda Berg, for some people the hardest boss in World 1, however it is not my hardest boss, the hardest one is the flower. So let's talk about this one. What I suggest using here is the bombs. If you don't use the bombs, yes, this is definitely the hardest boss, but if you use the bombs you can just stay on the top of the screen and avoid most of the attacks like this one. You'll never get hit if you stay on the top and shoot bombs at it. Take out the minions as quick as possible, if you can of course, if you cannot, it's okay. And if you see a green one, definitely go for it, because it shoots a lot of projectiles. The purple ones shoot only one projectile and the green ones shoot like 5 or 6. If you see a tornado, just shrink and avoid it. Of course, this is the hardest stage, by the way, because you don't know where this ring is gonna shoot. It's just gonna spawn and it's gonna shoot at random. Do not use any power attacks beforehand, just wait for him to fully charge up and then shoot a bomb at her. Again, the tornado, shrink to avoid it because you go a lot quicker. And this is the final stage. This is the second hardest stage in my opinion. The hardest one was of course the circle one. So here, whenever this happens, change to your shooter. Do not stay on the top and chuck bombs at her. Just switch to your shooter and shoot her, obviously. Now, do not wait for the UFOs to fire, just go after them as quick as possible, and whenever a card fills up, use it straight away. And that's it. Cagney Carnation, the hardest boss in World 1. So the first stage is the hardest, he's gonna just shoot random seeds and that's the hardest part of it. These raindrops are not very difficult to avoid, but all the minions around it are annoying. Whenever you can, shoot the minions, because they're gonna cause trouble to you. The seeds, as you can see, are the hardest ones. I almost always get hit by them, because I could not find a good pattern to avoid them, so do as much damage as possible, as quick as possible of course. Try to avoid all the minions, there's not much I can tell you about. Do not use the smoke bomb one, the smoke bomb power up. And whenever you can, just shoot for it to take the most damage. I suggest getting the extra hard power up for this one and not the smoke bomb. If you don't know, the smoke bomb just makes you invulnerable whenever you dash, and in this level you don't wanna dash. This is the easiest stage. Just pay attention to the roots under you and you should be okay. And that's it for the hardest boss. Alright guys, that was it for all the bosses in World 1, I hope you enjoyed. If you wanna see tutorial videos on how to beat the other bosses in the game, just click on any of these title screens. Thank you for watching, leave a like if I helped you out, and I'll see you in the next video.